Here are a few reasons why you might not be booking your auditions. Let's get into it. Hey guys! Hey guys! Okay, it is me, Jeanette JJ Branch, and I am a professional stunt woman, and I am an actor, and I've been one for over 2 decades. So I'm here to give y'all some tea. There comes a time in your career as an actor where it seems like you're not booking the work. But you get the auditions, but you're not really booking the work. And it's several reasons that you may want to look into, which could be the cause of why you are not landing the job. We're going to go over those reasons today, so check it out and make sure that these are things that you are implementing in your auditions and just inside your career as a whole. Okay, let's get right on into it. Why you not booking? Number one, the number one reason why you might not be booking the work is your headshot might not represent who you really are. Look, don't shoot the messenger now, all right? Sometimes we can envision ourselves one way, and there's nothing wrong with that because you're an actor. You can play many different roles. You can look many different ways. But when you create your headshot, that headshot needs to look like the person that's going to enter the room for the audition or that's going to be on that self-tape. You don't want the casting director to get your audition tape and they're like, well, this is 2 different people. So you want to make sure that your headshot is representing who you really are. And one rule of thumb to go by is stop and think for a second. How do you envision yourself as an actor? What roles do you see yourself playing? How do those characters look when they're on TV? What roles do you see yourself booking? Not that you want to book, but that you actually know for a fact that you can see yourself playing. Now, I got to be real with myself. If they want a sex kitten, I'm probably not who they're going to call. I mean, I got a sexy side to me, but there are other ladies out there who are just organically kind of just pour out sexual energy in their everyday life. I'm not that girl. I'm more of an upbeat, fun kind of girl. So, yes, I can play sexy. Yes, I can play seductive. But I also got to walk in the truth of who I truly am, because those are the jobs that's going to be a little bit easier for me to book. It's a little more center to who I am as a person. Now, we do know the goal of an actor is to play roles. I think this looks like I'm naked up under here. I better let my shirt show. Hold on. I don't want YouTube to think I'm over here doing some funny business, because I'm not. I got a shirt on. Okay, here we go. And in cases where you feel like more than one look suits you, which in most cases more than one look should suit you, then you should have a headshot representing that look. Now, there's nothing wrong with having a variety, and it can be drastically different than how you look, but it needs to be something that when you do a self-tape, if you get a call for that look, that you can create that look and be organic and authentic in that look. You know that you're a girl doesn't have that rough, tough energy, then don't do a jail headshot. I personally, I'm pretty good with those type of roles. So I have a jail headshot. And let me tell you something, baby. That headshot has booked me some amazing, amazing roles from my jail headshot. But I'm also a girl who can play those roles really well. My stunt background really plays a role in that. I have a raspy voice. I'm a New Yorker, so my accent's a little, so I can get a little gully with it. So the main takeaway from this is, when in doubt, it's okay to have a few different looks of headshots because it will serve you well to do so. But just make sure that you can authentically create that look and not look fake and phony. You want to be natural. You want them to believe that this is a role that I can easily play. Listen, we change. So your headshots should change too. If your headshot is 7 to 10 years old and you quite don't look the same anymore, you might be in the market for some new headshots. If you have gained weight, if you have lost weight, you might be in the market for some new headshots. Any drastic changes may warrant you to get a new headshot or have a variety, unless you're able to organically look like the older headshot. If you're not, then you probably need a new one. Think about it this way. The casting director, they know the role that they're casting. They saw your headshot and they lined it up with this role and said, this is a good possibility for this role. And then you come in and you look totally different. They're like, that's not who we envisioned for the role. So check out your headshots and make sure that they are on point. Okay, reason number two that you might not be booking the work that you want to book is when you audition, are you making strong choices? Now let's talk about strong choices. People are like, well, what are choices? What do you mean by strong choices? Strong choices in your character. Let's give an example. So if your character is a detective and this detective is questioning a witness, make a decision, make a choice, make a bold choice. How does this character feel? Make it bold and make it clear, but also make it interesting. Make sure you're not just reading lines. You're not like, I know you don't want to be here, but we have to get him off the streets. They don't want to know that you can read. They assume that you can do that. They want to know that you can put some type of feelings, bring to life something out of this character to make them feel it. I know you don't want to be here, but we got to get him off the streets. I know you don't want to be here, but we have to get him off the streets. Empathetic. Maybe she's empathetic in this room, but really she's a badass cop that's always kicking some butt. I know you don't want to be here, but we've got to get him off the streets. Lean in with it, right? It's a little tougher. Make a bold choice. Make a bold choice. I got to be honest with you. Sometimes the truth is that sometimes your choice can be a wrong choice. But it's always good to make a choice because a choice helps you stand out in the audition. And that is your goal. You want the casting director to say, oh, this person knows how to act. And they made a definitive choice. I can see who they are as an actor. And now your audition tape is just not lined up with everybody else that came in here and just read. I know you don't want to be here, but we got to get them off the street. Stand out. Make a choice. The number 3 reason why you might not be booking the work that you want to book is, are you adding little buttons on? Are you adding any sauce to your auditions? Are you adding any flavor to your auditions? One of the things I like to do is add a button. We call it a button. I got that term from Ms. Niecy Nash. Add a button to your audition. There are times when you get auditions, they tell you that you need to read exactly what the words are. Don't go off, don't add, don't do this, don't do that. Listen, I am a firm believer of being a rule breaker in certain things within reason. And adding a word or two is within reason, especially at the end of a scene. Don't change the context of the scene. Do not add inside of a scene. Do not say your own words. Do not go off script. Don't do that. I'm talking about at the end of a scene, especially in comedy. If you know your button can make it funnier. A button is 1 to 2 words. Not a sentence, not a paragraph, not a whole nother scene. Just a little something. One more time. Just a little something to add your own little swag, your own little sauce to it. Don't forget, it's an audition. You're in competition. Your goal is to stand out. They're watching this scene, the same scene, over and over and over. Between 10 to 20 to 30 people doing the same exact scene. You're gonna have to do something to make sure that you stand out, right? Add a button. Perfect example. If the scene is, okay, let me give you an example. True story. I had an audition to play a nurse for a comedy, for a show. And the scene was, I am helping the patient as he's in his bed. He's just waking up out of a coma. It's hilarious. He doesn't know where he is. So I'm explaining where he is. And then he says something. And he goes and says, do you have any cookies? Right? Then there was a short scene. The second scene, which happens right after that scene in the script. Someone walks up to me in the hallway and bumps into me and has this whole thing about, oh my God, and they're screaming and howling, and I'm trying to tell them to calm down, and then they just run off. And when they run off, I'm kind of just like a little confused. My character is like a little, because the scenes within the script connect. One happens right after the other. When I came out and the guy bumped into me and ran off, I just was like, oh, I'm gonna get myself a cookie. That's what I added. That was my button. I mean, it was more than 2 words. Okay, granted. But you get the point. Within the scene earlier, the patient asked me for a cookie, and that was one of his little but-up on the scene. So I just added that but-up. on the end of my scene because the scenes connect. Usually you want to do that within the same scene. And I believe I know that helped me book the role, because once I booked it and I went to go shoot it, the writer came up to me and talked about me adding that on to my audition, and he thought it was hilarious. So add a button. Add a button. Usually buttons make more sense at the end because you've done all the work that's in the scene that is required of you. So adding a little button to the end, it's just a little something extra to help you stand out. And usually 99.9% of the time, the casting does not really mind, because they can actually cut it out if they do mind, because you put it at the very end. Don't add a button in the middle of the scene. The end of the scene is the best place to add your button. So add your buttons, baby. It's your swag, okay? It's what's going to stand you out from all the other auditions. Auditions, competition. Everybody's gunning for the same role. So you want to do something to help you stand out. And adding a short, sweet button that will help enhance your character and the scene will do you some justice. Another reason why you might not be booking the work you want to book is self-tape. The question is, are your self-tapes professional? Do you have proper lighting? Is your sound good? Are there other elements, noises in the room that could cause a distraction? Are you wearing the right stuff? If you're wearing things that have logos on them, or if you're in front of a background like I'm in front of right now with all this stuff behind you, these are not good backgrounds for a self-tape audition. You want a plain background. You want all the attention to go on you in this scene. You don't want somebody reading your shirt while they're watching your audition. You do that by making sure that there is nothing within frame that could cause a distraction, that there are no sounds in your home, no children playing, no TV on, no nothing going on. Because if it can cause a distraction, trust me, it will. Again, they're watching these scenes over and over and over all day long. So if you come in and there's something that can distract them, it's going to do exactly that. It will distract them. So you want them to stay focused on you. So create an environment that would allow them to do just that. If you don't have access to a place in space to have a plain background, a plain wall, then you can buy backgrounds on Amazon. They're really not that expensive, and I will put the link below so you can purchase one. You can get green, you can get gray, you can get blue. You pick the choice. It's worth the investment to have it. That way you can create a smooth background wherever you go. You also want your sound to be clear. And whoever's doing the reading with you, the scene with you, you don't want them to be too loud in the microphone. They should be kind of back from the mic. The main voice should be your voice coming through the microphone in the audition. Their voice should be a little pushed back to the back. Okay, sometimes you'll have the same person near the camera that's reading, and if their voice can come through the camera, sometimes more loud and clearer than yours. It's not their audition, it's your audition. So you want to make sure that the most relevant voice that's coming through. Now, if you need help on any of these things, this is what we do, baby. This is what I do. My name is Jeanette J.J. Branch. I'm an actor. I am a stunt woman, and I've been one for over 2 decades. And you can go to bomacademy.com, and you can join us. We do Zooms every month where I help people and guide them, whether it's for stunts or for acting. And I have some students that are here that they're doing both. So we have such a good time over there, and it makes me so happy to see people actually get in this career and start growing and booking auditions and doing the darn thing and getting stunt work and doubling people and working on big projects and big movies. I get so excited and so juiced by that, and it's my honor to be able to help people do so. I hope that this video has helped you in some way or given you a different perspective on how to see maybe what you're doing in your auditions. If it has, please hit the subscribe button, follow. You can hit a like, and find us on Branching Out Media Academy. Until next time.